Welcome to a new episode. Last episode, we used a dictionary to store marks of one student. For a class of 40 students, we can have a list of 40 such dictionaries. But these values live in temporary memory. Everything is lost when we stop the program. Should the teacher type in the whole data each time they run the program? Even if the whole data is already available in a file. Solution is to enable our program to handle files, to make it read from a file or to write into one. The workflow to read or write a file is, open the file, read or write data, and close it. To open a file, call the open function, by specifying the file name, and a mode to indicate what you want to do with it. If the file is binary, add a B to the mode. Here's an example. The open function returns a file object, which is a handle to manage the file. We can use that handle to read and write. Writing data into a file is like this. Here, the argument must always be a string. Read data from an existing file like this. Entire content of the file is read as a single string. After reading or writing, we must close the file properly. But, we may forget to do that. There's a shortcut to avoid this, using the with, as, operators. Here, Python will take care of closing the file. Any value we put into a text file must be a string. Notice the conversion here. And any value we extract from a text file will be a string. That's a problem, everything is in one long string now. We don't know how to convert them back into the original values. Instead, to preserve values and their types as such, Python has a module, named Pickle. But what's a module, and how to use it? So far, our programs were small enough to be in one single file, or, a script. We will eventually start writing bigger softwares that will be too large for one file. Instead, we can split and organize it into several files and folders. Each of such Python files is a module. One module can use definitions and statements from another. When there are many such related modules, we can organize them into packages, like folders and files. Python's library has hundreds of such modules and packages. And Pickle is such a module. To use a module or a package, we must first import it. Write the keyword import, then a space, followed by the module or package name. Always put all such import lines at the beginning of your module. Here's a sample code showing how to pickle your values. To read back or unpickle from the same file is like this. This example imported whole pickle module. Many modules or packages may be very large. So, it's always a good practice to handpick only what we need. To import more than one definitions, separate them by commas. Now it's time to sum up the lesson. If you found the video useful, please like it, share it, and subscribe the channel. Else, if you have any question, feel free to ask that in comments below.